Hi guys, my name is Phatcat and this is my YouTube channel. This is the channel where I get into the topics of spirituality, sound healing, self-development and more. And today I want to do something slightly different is I wanted to pull some oracle cards, cards to inspire you, cards to, if you're having any sort of confusion, these cards can maybe provide some guidance, some assistance or sprinkle some magic into your day. And just a disclaimer is like I'm not really a tarot reader, but I keep pulling these cards for myself. I mostly read oracle cards rather than tarot cards, although I watch tarot videos. So I'm not an expert at tarot or anything, but I feel like oracle cards can really give a lot of inspiration and some direction as well when we're feeling lost, and I do use them and I love the colorful imagery. I love the archetypes that come up, the energies that come up, the energies you can play with. And yeah, behind me is the wall painting I'm creating. So I finally decided to paint my wall after sitting on it for like years. Just felt very unsure that I wanted to paint something, even though I do paint on paper. And finally I was like, you know what, I just have to do it. Like, I've done it on other people's walls, why am I stopping myself? So please only watch this video if it resonates, because there's going to be a specific message only for some people. Obviously it's general reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody. And I would say, like, go by the title of the reading. If the title of the reading and my energy pulls you, then it's probably meant for you. Otherwise it is probably not meant for you. Okay, so I will be using the literary witches oracle deck. This is a new deck that I got. I found it very interesting because it's very minimal and also it's really informative. Like, you get to learn more about these authors, these female authors, and their work and what they're trying to do with their writing. So it has this intellectual flavor to it while having, the spiritual divinative side to it, which I like. I like that combination, because lately I've been feeling more disillusioned about the spiritual community and spirituality in general, like using certain terminologies and the way sometimes spiritual people behave and the kind of excuses or justifications they make up for their behavior. I find that very, yeah, I'm just not comfortable with that, and that's not true spirituality. And that led me to lean towards the other side of me, the more logical side of me, and that also led me to get this deck. So I've already pulled the cards for today, and I find this message is very relevant, not just for me but for others. So we're going to get into it, okay? So the first card that I received is the point, okay? I'll be showing them to you, of course. Okay, point. Second card is, we got the author Angela Carter. So Angela Carter is an author of fairy tales, but she writes fairy tales in a very different way. She has trapeze fingers and she has a lot of violence as well. She subverts the fairy tales, is what I would say. She rewrites it in interesting ways. So that's Angela Carter. And third card we got was Anais Nin, another author. She is best known for erotica, but she also has written a lot of like journal diaries about the fragmentary self, about the complexity of holding on to one identity. So a lot of exploration regarding sexuality and identity is Anais Nin. I remember reading Anais Nin in college, but I didn't read that much of her. I did read some of her erotic short stories, and definitely it felt liberating to, connect with a woman who is so comfortable with her sexuality, and I really relate to that kind of message for women in general and for myself. So the message I received from these first three cards, and I have two advice cards. So right now, you and I, and whoever else this message is resonating with, we are in a pond right now, okay? And as you can see, this pond it's pretty, right? Everything is organized, everything is in order. Everything is pretty and cute and neat and perfect. and there's like, you see there's a clear boundary and the rest of the space is empty. So this, for me, pond talks about self-sufficiency. Pond talks about being in your own world, being in your own little world, being in your own bubble. And there's also beauty in it, like there's a lotus, there's like reeds. So it's like you have created this beautiful space for yourself. So it could be a home that you've created, could be like your space, and your space is very pretty, it's very elegant. But you see, like there's so much space around the water, and the water is just, I don't know, it looks very stagnant. I don't see waves, I don't see movement. So the water is very, at this point, it's just a little still, and it feels a little restricted to me. Just the imagery itself, it's not like you can't, the water body doesn't seem big, it doesn't seem to be moving, it doesn't seem to be flowing. So there is a sense of restriction you may be feeling right now, a sense of you feel like everything is perfect in my world, everything is perfect, but why am I not happy? You know, everything is perfect, everything is organized, I've done everything I need to do, but I'm feeling like this inner uncertainty or inner indecision, an inner, well, a lack of contentment. Yeah. So even though you've done all these things, everything is happening, but you're feeling discontent on the outside, inside, even though the outside is looking perfect. You know, it's looking clean, it's looking organized, but yeah, just something is just not feeling right with you. Something is not sitting right with you, and you're feeling there's a stagnation energy also in the pond. Like nothing is moving, nothing is happening. So I feel like right now you are stuck in your own world and you're not happy about that. And followed, so the pond is followed right after by this wild woman card. To me, this card is like a wild woman card because you have a wolf. So you have the hands of a wolf and the feet of a lady. So this woman is fierce. She's like the fierce feminine energy, right? And there's blood pouring into the wolf's mouth. So I see this energy is a lot more witchy, it's a lot more bold and animalistic, it's a lot more feral. And if you compare the pond energy to this feral energy, it's a huge contrast. So it's as if what you want is this. You need to connect to your wild woman, you need to connect to your wild feminine or masculine. Like I'm talking from the feminine because I'm feminine, but you need to connect to your wild side, you know. And being in that pond is not serving you do that, and that's why there's a look of, according to me, there's a look of discontentment. Like the energy of wildness is not being given space to thrive or to, you know, expand and grow, and therefore there's an inner sense of stagnation and an inner sense of disconnection, and also there's a lack of movement. Like you're just there because everything is perfect, but inside you know that everything is completely chaotic. And then followed right after that is a nice nin. Okay, this is talking about the subconscious. Okay, this card talks about the subconscious, and as you can see in this card, she is, you know, she's in the water. Again, contrasting with the first card. So if we take the pond as the past energy, so at first you're feeling very stuck and limited and stagnant, and then if you take the wild woman as the current energy, now it's the time when you're feeling I'm going to reconnect to my wild woman, and I have to get to my core. Like, who am I? That's the question on your mind right now. Who am I? What am I all about, and what is the deeper meaning of my life and my existence? And the pond is not going to give you that answer, because the pond is just your exterior. It's like the shallowest level of you. So you're digging deeper at this time, and the next phase is the subconscious. You're digging even deeper. So here you see she's completely submerged in the water, and the water is full of waves. It's covering the entire picture. So it's time to really get into your emotions. It's time to really go deeper into who you are, and allow yourself to flow. Flow is very important at this time. Okay, So bringing more feminine energy into yourself, bringing more of the wild feminine energy is what is being called for, and this may require to dig a lot deeper than what you are ready to do in the past. In the past, you were not ready to dig deeper. You were fine with just settling for the shallow and perfect looking life, like the white picket fence kind of life, but that's not working for you. That's just not working for you. You're just not okay with it, and so you have now actually taken the step, the courage of going into the waters. And as we all know, the ocean, the bigger waters, the ocean is unpredictable. She's wild. She can be turbulent. She can kill you. At the same time, she's the mother. She can love you. She can soften you. She can remove all your blocks. So this is the time where in the future you will be taking the action of courage. You will be doing the courageous thing of stepping into your own emotional body, stepping into your emotions deeper, allowing those emotions to really unfold. And if you don't, it's going to cause you more it's going to cause more discontentment until it grows and grows and gnaws at you. So the advice for you is also to really get into your water element of yourself. That's the emotional side of yourself. Don't be so much in your mind and your thoughts at this time, because the answers are not going to be there. That's just going to keep you stuck where you are, because the mind is going to just tell you right now that, oh, everything is perfect as it is. Like, what more do you want? But the waters in you are like, no, there's something missing. There's something, there's so much left to explore and I haven't explored. And I feel like writing can really help you this time. You see these letters that she's writing in these pages. So like stream of consciousness writing can help you, which is like where you just start writing whatever you feel like, not with like commas and full stops, and not really taking not really trying to be grammatical or grammatically correct or logical. You're just spilling it out again, like the way water flows. That's called stream of consciousness writing, and you can really do more of that, and you can do more of venting in your journaling, like just expressing everything, spilling everything out to discover deeper of who you are. Because right now you're going through perhaps an identity crisis, and you really need to connect to your the wilder side of you, and you're not going to be happy in your small identity or in your social identity. That's just, you've so much outgrown the social identity, and feel like even that's like this beautiful woman here, like I haven't really painted her yet. Yeah, I am touching her. I don't know, women are starting to turn me on lately, but yeah. That aside, but see her hair and everything, right? So it's like, it's just time to unfurl the more powerful, potent, and feminine side of you. And if you're masculine, that's again your core seed version of yourself versus the socially acceptable and people pleaser version. Like, that's just not cutting it for you. You're not going to be happy, and that unhappiness will grow if you stay there. Okay. So, and I feel like there are a lot of eyes on this card as well. So, what can I say about these eyes? I don't feel like these eyes are necessarily other people. I feel again it's like your different versions of you. So it's really an exciting time in the future for you, because in the future you're going to unlock new versions of yourself and different parts of you, different layers of you. And this is going to happen only when you have the courage to step into your subconscious, into your shadow realm, and into your watery emotional side. And then I feel like new versions of you are going to come out from the darkness, like new versions of you are going to emerge. And I feel like these newer versions are going to be authentic, because they're coming after you have dug deep. It's coming from the depths. So the darker the shadow, the lighter the light, the brighter the light. So as above, so below, right? So it's like the deeper you dig, then the version that comes out is going to be even more brilliant, and like she is going to be even more powerful, and she's going to be even more authentic and alive. Yeah. So I feel that's just you and not somebody else. I feel the other two women in the shadows are different versions of you waiting to come out. Okay. So the main message is that, my friends, like that you are going to emerge as this wild, fierce feminine or masculine, but you're just going to be come out as a much more authentic, powerful version, and that whole people pleasing social exterior is going to be completely demolished. And if it's not demolished yet, it will be in the future, because you're going to grow so annoyed and irritated that you're going to be forced to break free. So it's your option. Either you can break free or universe will make you break free. Okay. And I got two more cards, which I feel are somewhat like the advice cards. So I got Jamaica Kincaid, history. I think that's how her name is pronounced. I'm not sure. And we have volcano. The volcano is pretty self-explanatory. I don't know what is happening to the way I talk. Like, I swear my English is not bad. It's just that sometimes something happens, when I'm talking. So like the volcano, you see how it's erupting. See, like something's just gonna erupt out of you. It's gonna be like this powerful boom, like this powerful shift and explosion of your true self is gonna come alive, and it may be chaotic and turbulent as well. Like this process of actually shifting into your new self can be chaotic and turbulent. I feel like you need to just allow that to come out. And see, the volcano is hot and powerful, right? Lava is burns. So it's like something within you, like the burning desire is going to erupt out of you. And this could be even sexual stuff. So this could be just like the unleashing of your divine sacred sexuality, or it could be like the explosion of your creative talents or some latent talents. Any latent skills or like abilities may also start erupting out of you in the future, and or like might have started, but it's going to happen more in the future. And with this card, Jamaica Kincaid, I do not know much about this author, but I don't know, for me, like when I see these clothes, I feel like it's about self-care, because like I see laundry. I feel like in spite of all that chaos and wild feminine, I feel you're still going to be balanced. Like you're just going to integrate it and become more powerful. It's not going to be like this imbalanced wild feminine and then all your dishes are in the sink and your house is smelling and you're not going to be one of those irresponsible wild feminines or wild masculines. That's the thing. Your wildness is going to be responsible at the same time. It's just not going to be those, it's just going to be out of the bounds of social conditioning though. Like you're just so done with the whole social conditioning, but at the same time you do care about balanced living. You do care about the details. So I feel like this is about taking care of the details for me. I don't know the meaning of the card, but for me this is what it is. So it says history, but for me it's also about doing your tasks, doing your duties, and but doing them with a lot of love, not doing it like, oh, I have to do it, because see, she's hung up her laundry and she has like an egg in her hand and she's taking care of her pets. To me, the snake is like a pet and the raven is a pet or a crow. So I don't know, it's like it's this really beautiful balance between the wild side and the mundane, the more mundane and normal self. So you will reach a balance between them. Perhaps after all the eruptions and the tumult is over, you're going to reach a beautiful balance. So I'd say this card should come after the volcano, because yeah, it's like you have the best of both worlds. You have this snake is viewed as really dangerous and venomous and evil, and crow is viewed as a trickster. These are the negative connotations that they carry. But again, these are amazing spirit animals that you can work with, and they have these are some of the highest of the occult animals, right, to work with, because crows can move through dimensions and they let you know when the cycle is ended. Like you have to move out of a cycle, they let you know by cawing around you or like coming near you or like just clustering around you stuff. It's called a murder of crows. So your past self is murdered and your new self is now emerging. And the snake is also very intuitive. It flows intuitively, and you have just mastered the art of intuitive flow, and your occult side is, you're starting to be very comfortable with it. So where you might have felt afraid of your occult side, or like where you might have felt pulled only towards your occult side and kind of not given any importance to your surroundings, your health, your wellness, and the care of the things, your possessions and belongings. Now you're in a state where you're doing both. You're taking care of the occult side of you, the wild side of you, and at the same time you're doing your mundane things, like you're making sure your laundry is clean, you're making sure you're eating your meals on time. So it's as if you're having a kundalini awakening with the snake, but it's not like a destructive kundalini awakening as much as it is intense, it is powerful, but it's like you've had so many awakenings already that this time you know exactly how to handle that awakening. You know how to make that awakening work for you in a way that your body is also being really taken care of, your clothes are being taken care of, your house or your surroundings, your room is being taken care of, it's clean and it's pretty, and so it's like, yeah, I think you're really learning the symbiosis between your wild side and your daily life, and you're learning to be at the top of that symbiosis where you're really happy and content with it. But definitely at this time you are being like made to go through that shift, made to the fire in your belly and the fire in your heart is increasing, because the small things, the surroundings cannot contain you anymore, the bond cannot contain you anymore, and your peers cannot control you anymore, your family cannot control you anymore, and the words of society cannot control you anymore. You're going way past that, and it's almost like the kundalini awakening at some other stage. I wouldn't say it's the first time you're having it, and I wouldn't say it's a hardcore awakening, but there is awakening kind of energies also happening. Again, I see this as well, right? Look at her hair, it's like snakes again, like it's so wild and curly. So that wild stuff is just coming out, but it's coming out in such a beautiful, balanced way, such that you're completely integrated and integrating and whole, and you can enjoy the best of both worlds. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I really hope this message resonated with you. And this is kind of what I'm going through as well. But yeah, I feel like these are universal messages. These are collective energies. It's not something that happens to one person. It's usually happening to multiple people.